G'day fellas, absolutely massive news coming out for Age of Empires 4 today. If you've missed it, let me recap exactly what we've got. Age of Empires, the official Twitter, tweeted this one out. We know you love puzzles, and you're also really good at them. We've had to step it up this time, or rather, we've had to step it up big time. Let's see if you can solve this. Good luck. Here's a hint for you to start off. And they gave us a little hint here, a couple of emojis, and then they've provided a picture. Now, the picture is a traction trebuchet. We know that's a traction trebuchet because it's a unique trebuchet. A nest of bees, a Chuku Nu, a Rebaldaquin, a fire lancer, a monk, a battering ram, and then a Choku Nu once again. Now, you might be looking at that and thinking, what the hell are they all about? Well, essentially, they are... It's code. That's what it is. And so somebody solved this, and we know that they solved it because Age of Empires officially responded saying ding, 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 and it is Gamescom. So for anybody wondering how to solve it, basically you just take the first letter of each of these words, and then you move it along in the alphabet by 13 digits or 13 places. Why 13? Apparently that's a cool number. No, it's a number that's been used before when it comes to cryptography. So that is probably why they did it. So we know that it's going to be Gamescom, but the question is, what are we going to be getting? And here we can see that Xbox have said that they're coming back at Gamescom. We've got the date here, so 24th to the 28th of August. So not too long, 2 weeks away, and we're going to be hopefully looking at some brand new expansions for Age of Empires 4. And I say expansions, and there's a very good reason why. Age of Empires 4, as you guys know, it is their flagship product, at least for Age of Empires. Don't expect DLC. I would be saying we're going big. It is going to be Age of Empires 4, and it is going to be a themed expansion. Now, the reason why I think it's going to be an expansion is another little hint. Here's a hint to start you off. They provided us a hint, 3 emojis. These emojis mean nothing in the context of this. Sure, Gamescom, but they may mean something in the context of the civilization. So what have we got here? Let's try and understand this a little bit more. We've got camping, we've got person rowing boat, and we've got firefighter. These are all very specific things, a little bit odd as well. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Drongo, you're just reading into it a little bit too much, like you're kind of crazy. Well, I've been called crazy before. It wouldn't be the first time. Back here 5 years ago, you can see this is me. This is my personal Reddit account. Yeah, I like to dox myself, so what? Essentially, Age of Empires Insider Program had this listed up on the inside, and at that time, Age of Empires 4 hadn't been announced, and I was telling people, I'm like, yo, this is a sign that they're gonna do it. And you can see, like, you can read the thing. I'll leave a link in the description where you can catch it. But essentially, I called the release of Age of Empires 4 early. So I knew that it was coming before they said it was coming, and they like to use these sort of little hints to try and build up hype within the community. I think that's a big part of hype building, and they do a good job of it. So I think that when it comes to these emotes or these emojis, that we do actually have to really look at that and be like, okay, well, hold on. No, they're telling us something here. So let's try and match that up. You're thinking here from a perspective of, okay, well, what kind of civilizations does this match up with? Boat rowing, person rowing boat. You know, immediately I'm starting to think, okay, could that be Japan? Could that be the Vikings? And then you start thinking camping. Okay, camping, so nomadic, so similar to the Mongols. You know, obviously if you're camping, you're not sort of, you're not put down anywhere. You can just pick up and go wherever you want. So some people have suggested the Seljuk, or also known as the Turks. And then finally, we've got the firefighter. Well, try and think of a civilization that was famous for its ability to cause fires, and well, you're going to have the Byzantines on your hands. So that's the direction that I think that the game is going. Now, in addition to that, when it comes to timings, you might be looking and you think, all right, well, Drongo, for me, that's the 11th of August. You guys, I know all you guys from the United States will be like, the 8th of November? What the heck? No, it's the 11th of August. Don't worry. That's just how we read it in the rest of the world. So I think it's time for an expansion. It is time for an expansion. Now, when we look back historically at Age of Empires 3, which is where I'm from, but Age of Empires 3 had asymmetrical civilization. So Age of Empires 2, all the civs very similar. It's very easy. If you want to make a new civ for Age of Empires 2 right now, very easy. Control-C, Control-V, you change a 10% to a 15%, change a 5% to a 2%, and you got your brand new civilizations. Age of Empires 3 and Age of Empires 4 are a little bit different. It's asymmetric. There's different units. There's crazy stuff going on. So the game released in September 2005. The first expansion was October 2006, and the second expansion was May in 2007. Geez, I didn't realize they were that quick after each other. Geez, they were pumping out content, weren't they? They did 3 civilizations at a time: Chinese, Indians, Japanese, Aztec, Iroquois, and the Sioux, which were later related to the Haudenosaunee and the Lakota. So it makes sense in that regard to be following that same theme. And you will note that there is a theme there. There is the Asian dynasties. There is the war chiefs. The war chiefs focused heavily around the Native Americans. The Asian dynasties focused around Asian civilization. So I would suspect that when it comes to this, that you're going to be seeing something within this realm. You're going to be seeing civilizations that are all within that same within that same realm. I'm trying to find something here. There you go. Within that same realm, within that same area of the globe. Other ideas that have sort of been thrown around: Koreans and Japanese. But there's 3 emojis here, so it definitely makes me think there's going to be 3 civilizations. So if it's going to be those 2 civs, then someone's going to find the third one. I don't know what it is. And I mean, there's nothing like if there was a university that they put here, I'd be like, oh, that's Korea. That's Korea, the university. And if they put like a samurai emoji, I'm assuming there's a samurai emoji, then I'd be like, that's Japan. But it's not. So I think that it's probably making a little bit more sense. And you know, I posted this over to Reddit. Over onto the official, or not the official, but the Age of Empires 4 subreddit. I posted it over there, and I basically said that, you know, I'm hoping it's Korea and Japan with a Japanese campaign. And we can see Gearbra responded. He said, my guess, the tent represents the Turk or the Seljuks, nomads. Boat represents Danes and Vikings. Fireman represents Byzantines. Flamethrower, fireship, unique unit. Alternatively, the boat fireman could just be referring to fireships together, and it'll just be a 2-civ DLC with Turks and Byzantines. I think that's an interesting take, and I think it's probably pretty close to where it is. I suspect it's not going to be 2 civs. I do think it will be 3 civs, just because they would like to distinguish it, in my opinion, between a DLC and an expansion. Remember, this is the flagship product. The game's just come out. It's a AAA title. We don't have time for DLC, at least not yet. DLC is like 1 civilization and, you know, a new voice pack or a new weapon. This bad boy, this is an expansion. They want to sell these things like hotcakes, and that's how you do it. You call it an expansion. Now let's talk about the good stuff. I'll leave a link to this in the description as well. Someone posted this on the official forums. The first realistic, context-based Age of Empires 4 DLC investigation and poll. And they've put down a mock-up of some of the potential flags. You would have seen those on the thumbnail. So here we have the Byzantine Empire, beautiful flag. The Ottoman Empire, one you'd be familiar with. The Japanese, I can't wait to see that one in the game. And you can see they've got that beautiful same sort of flag texture that we already have on the flags in Age of Empires 4. So I wouldn't be surprised, one for one, if this guy's data mined this and he's not spitballing. He knows what's up. We've got the Seljuk Empire here, the Persians, the Inca, the Mali, the Vikings. There we go, the Vikings. So I think it's highly likely that we're going to be seeing this. And then Korea, like plenty of them. So once again, I'll be linking this in the description, but I think it makes sense when you think about it from the standpoint of the developers. They want to be attracting more people to play their games. And these are 3 civilizations that really make a lot of sense when you think about it. So obviously the Turks, there's a huge community of Turkish people that love to play strategy games. You know, Casper in particular, he kind of leads it, but it is something that developers are thinking about. You know, if you add a Korean civilization, that's going to draw in people from Korea. You add a Japanese civilization, that's going to draw more people from Japan. You add a Turkish civilization, that's going to get more people playing from Turkey. So that's a big community that could be attracted. Other one is obviously the Danes, the Vikings, always going to be a popular selection, and people sort of can't wait for this. And then finally the Byzantines, once again, another popular choice. So I think for the developers, you know, if this is the direction that they've gone, and those are the answers to their questions, then I think they're doing a pretty good job. Let's be real. What do you guys think, though? What do you think it's going to be? What are you hoping for? What do you reckon it's going to be? For me personally, I reckon they've hit the nail on the head. I'm absolutely loving the stuff that Gearbra threw down. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch this all. And other than that, pretty short video for you guys tonight. And hey, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.